Welcome back to our Great Investigator series. I'm Benna Dortch and I'm here with Ken Reed. And over the last few weeks, Ken's been having interviews with Mark Paradies, the author of the 7 Traits of a Great Root Cause Analysis Facilitator. The first interview you all did was based mainly on the interviewing and the evidence collection part of an investigation, and
That's right.
This time you all are talking more about the actual root cause analysis phase.
That's right. Yeah, the first one was, of course, you got to gather the data first, and Mark had some great thoughts on that. He had some really good experiences and stories about what he was thinking of why he decided to write that particular paper. The second half of this that we did in this last piece was more talking about human error and how a lot of times we think human error is the root cause, and yet TapRooT kind of shows that that's not necessarily the case. So we had a little more discussions on actual root causes and finding those as a great investigator.
That was an interesting topic.
It
was
really
very
was.
interesting.
It was fun to talk about, yeah.
All right, well, let's get to it. Here's Mark and Ken with the final segment of the 7 traits of what makes a great root cause analysis facilitator.
Well, hello everybody. Again, I'm Ken Reed, and we're back again with Mark Paradies, and we're talking about the traits of a great investigator. And this is continuing from our last session. Last session we talked a little bit about not jumping to conclusions. We talked about getting the what happened before the whys, and then also talking about making sure that we're looking beyond just single root causes. And we have a few more things that kind of show some great examples of great investigators. So
yeah, I think the next 3 of the 7 where they dig deeper to find root causes. They find root causes that are fixable,
right.
And when they find those, they recommend effective corrective actions.
Right.
And then the last one, number 7, sort of ties everything together, and that's they know what they're doing. So the next 3 from the last segment really have to do about root cause analysis. And in my mind, that just brings to mind the root cause tree. How many people have you seen that do an investigation and they say, human error, that's the root cause?
I swear I see that on just about every investigation that does that.
So in fact, I've seen chat forums on the internet where people argue about, is human error a root cause?
Okay.
Well, for us, human error is just the start of the investigation. It's a causal factor. And we take that human error through the root cause tree, and we can find reasons why human error occurs. And the other way to think about that is the root cause, the next thing you do is find things that are fixable. So we find fixable things that we can correct, good practices that you can implement that'll keep that human error from happening again.
Just telling somebody human error is not really a fixable thing.
Not a fixable thing, but you
that.
can find fixable things.
That's
That's the point. And the root cause tree helps you do that. It provides a systematic process to do that. And then the way the TapRooT system works is once you found that in the root cause tree, you found those fixable things. We actually have another section called the corrective action helper that actually gives you ideas. Well, you found that root cause, here's how you fix it.
Right.
So that you really are fixing the root causes of the problems and keeping them from happening again.
With kind of industry best practice ways of fixing those, right?
So what you see with good investigators is they're able to do that. What you see with not so good investigators is that they say human error is the root cause, and then they recommend, let's do some training.
Right.
In fact, I had somebody told me, Admiral Rickover told them there's only 2 root causes for all human error kind of things. And either that person wasn't trained right, or they just purposely didn't follow the procedure. And therefore, to fix it, you just got to figure out which one of those 2 it is and do it. So, in the Navy, it's obvious you do more training, or
there's some discipline we'll throw in there.
Well, we'll just call it discipline because we're not going to use Navy terminology. So at any rate, there obviously was more you could learn about human performance and a lot more ways to improve human performance than just doing the training again.
Right.
And so that's what the tree's all about, is getting you to find those root causes and fix them. And the last point on here was that they know what they're doing. And I think that's what really, for instance, the 5-day course is all about. The 5-day TapRooT course is all about being a team leader that knows what they're doing. And you don't want to go into, well, first off, your first investigation, you don't want it to be the Columbia disaster or Deepwater Horizon,
some kind of fatality,
or West Texas, or
right.
some other big fatality where the press is there and the helicopters are flying around and the news people have a microphone in your face. You don't want to be that investigator for your first investigation.
That's right.
So you really want to learn what to do and then practice it. And the 5-day course really lays out most of what you need to know as a team leader, and then you go back and you practice that. You practice that and practice that and learn from what you do
on your normal kind of problems that you have.
And you hope you never have a big investigation to use it on. I mean, that's really, if you're successful, you learn from the small things and don't have major investigations to do. But if you have a major investigation, you have practiced and you feel confident about what you're doing, and you can go in there and do a good investigation and find root causes and fix them.
Right.
And be sure that that won't happen again, which is the whole point of all this, is being sure that it won't happen again. People tell me stories about what they've done improving performance at their facility, and this one guy came up to me in the summit and said, "Hey, Mark, I'd really like to thank you for what you do." And I said, "What do you mean, thank me for what I do?" And he said, "Well, we're a small refinery up in Canada, and we used to have, we had people get hurt all the time, but we used to, probably once every year, every other year, we'd have a fatality. And we started using TapRooT, and we started fixing the root causes of problems, and we haven't had a fatality since, and it's been like 4 years now. And so there's at least a couple people up there who, are alive and wouldn't have been otherwise.
Went home to their families.
And yeah, exactly. And so we've really improved performance, and I want to thank you for that." And he said, "But that's not it. When I come here to the summit and see all these other people using this, I think there's hundreds or even thousands of facilities out there using TapRooT, and they're all doing this. And so you're probably saving hundreds or thousands of people a year. And so that's what I want to thank you for." And that really got me thinking, well, it isn't just us. It's those hundreds or thousands of people out there who are doing good investigations, who are exhibiting the traits of a good investigator, and they're the ones who deserve the credit, because they're the ones getting it done in the field.
Yeah.
And that really is the sort of thing that warms your heart, that you're saving people's lives and you're really preventing injuries, and you're improving quality, and you're improving the reliability of your systems, and you're just making your place a better place to work by using TapRooT.
I think sometimes we think of these things in esoteric terms of, we want to do better and do good investigations, but we forget the concrete results that we get out of these investigations, right. Out of a quality investigation.
What you're accomplishing.
So, yeah, there's a purpose to this.
Yep.
Yeah, so terrific. Well, great. Well, thanks very much, Mark. I really appreciate it. This was nice to be able to talk to the author of a paper that has some really great comments in here and good ideas on how to become an investigator and kind of flesh out what we're looking at there. So thank you very much. It was awesome talking to you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
And we'll be back with another session, with a lot of different sessions coming up. So please keep looking for us on our YouTube channel, and we have a lot of other good topics we'll be talking about. Thanks, everybody.